Long ago, in a peaceful village in eastern Nigeria, surrounded by tall palm trees and red dusty roads, there lived a young man named Obinna. He was strong, intelligent, and full of dreams. But deep inside his heart, Obinna wanted something more. Something bigger than the quiet life of the village. He wanted success. And he believed the city was where his destiny was waiting. Obinna often sat alone, imagining his future. He would look at pictures of tall buildings, expensive cars, and wealthy businessmen. And he would whisper to himself, "One day, I will live like this." But dreams sometimes lead us to lessons we never expected. Obinna stood before his father. "Father," he said, "I want to leave this village." His father looked at him quietly. Obinna continued, "Give me my inheritance. I want to build my own life in the city." The old man's heart was heavy. But he knew something important. Some lessons can only be learned through experience. A few days later, Obinna packed his belongings. Without looking back, he began walking down the dusty village road. The sun was setting. And behind him, his childhood, his home, and his father were slowly disappearing into the distance. When Obinna arrived in the city, his eyes were filled with wonder. Tall buildings, bright lights, luxury cars everywhere. For the first time in his life, he felt like the world was opening its doors to him. And soon, the money began to flow. Obinna quickly became popular. New friends surrounded him. Every night, there were parties, music, laughter, and expensive wine. Everyone praised him. Obinna is the richest young man here. But none of them loved Obinna. They loved his money. Months passed. And slowly, the money began to disappear. One evening, Obinna sat alone, counting the last few bills in his hand. The parties were gone. The laughter had vanished. And suddenly, the city felt very cold. One rainy night, Obinna stood alone on the street. His so-called friends walked away without even looking back. The same people who once celebrated him now ignored him. For the first time, Obinna realized something painful. He had been used. With no money and no friends, Obinna found work on a pig farm. The mud was thick. The smell was terrible. The work was humiliating. But hunger does not care about pride. One evening, as the sun began to set, Obinna stood quietly among the pigs. Tears rolled down his face. And suddenly, he remembered his father's house. Even the servants there lived better than this. Then he whispered softly, "What have I done with my life?" The next morning, Obinna began walking back home. Each step carried shame. Each step carried regret. He practiced the words he would say to his father. "Father, I have sinned. I am not worthy to be called your son." From far away, his father saw a figure walking toward the village. Thin, tired, broken. It was Obinna. The old man ran toward him and embraced him tightly.
Obinna, my son, you have returned.
"My son has returned.
I am home.
Welcome back,
My son who
boy.
was lost is found again." That night, the entire village celebrated. Drums echoed through the air. People danced under the golden sunset. Because the lost son had finally come home. This time, Obinna was different. He worked harder than ever before. He listened to his father's wisdom. Slowly, his businesses began to grow again. But now, Success did not change his heart. Instead, it made him humble. Years later, Obinna became one of the most successful men in the region. But his greatest pride was not money. It was the school he built for the village children. As the villagers celebrated, Obinna smiled quietly. Because he had finally learned the greatest lesson of all. Sometimes, losing everything is the only way to find your true purpose.